Hi there, welcome back to the classroom. Thank you for joining us again. And if this is your first time, welcome. I'm Dustin Hickle. I'm the social media director at PayPro Media, and I'm doing lots of cool stuff with the Saltsha Academy. So if you're checking us out there, that's awesome. If you're seeing this elsewhere, go check out the Saltsha Academy too. Great place for small businesses. Today we're going to talk about Google+. I think Google+ is the next big thing. I think it's going to be bigger and better than Facebook because it's Google to an extent. They have tons of users already, starting to be rivaling Facebook in some ways, not quite that big. But this is a place to be. This is one of the newer, more up-and-coming social platforms. So right now, if you're in tech, if you're in something that's cutting edge, if you're in something that's early adopter, that's your business, you got to be here. And if you're not, you better get on it pretty quick, because right now those are the people that are on Google+, and everybody else is starting to follow. So let's go ahead and start creating a Google+ account. First, you have to have a Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, just go to gmail.com, create one. It's real easy. You just need your name, your date of birth, and Google will walk you through that. Once you've created your Gmail account, go ahead and log into it, and you'll get something like what I've got on my screen right now. It's got your inbox, all the different emails. If you don't use Gmail, I recommend it. Lots of good organization techniques. But the big key to Gmail is that it is attached to Google+. So if you'll watch my mouse move up to the right-hand corner, there's a plus Dustin right here. And if I go ahead and click on that, it's going to automatically redirect me to Google+. And here it is. Visually, very cool. Similar to Facebook, you can see some of the similarities, feel some of the similarities, but different in a few kind of key ways. So here we go. Here's my timeline, right? I follow Mashable, Mike Fitzpatrick, Josh Warner, good friend of mine, more Mashable icons. This is your timeline, just like Facebook. These are things that you're going to see that other people are posting. Other people aren't necessarily going to see these things, but you're going to see them. As you can see over on the right side, I have Hangouts open. We'll close that and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So let's create your page. Let's go ahead and click on Home over here on the top left and scroll down to where it says Pages over here on the left side in this menu. Once we click that, it'll open up all the pages that I'm a manager of. I'm a manager of a lot of pages, but we'll ignore that for now. There's a blue button here that says Create a Page. So click that and we'll walk through it together. Pick which of these categories your business falls into. Is it a local business? Is it a product or a brand? Company, institution, or organization? Arts, entertainment, or sports, or other? And I'm going to pick other because we're going to make something up on the fly and just see what happens. So we're going to choose a name. This is Dustin's Google Plus lesson. All right. So list your external website. I don't have one for this particular page. My content is appropriate for any Google Plus user. You can also limit it to 18 and older, 21 and older, or if you're alcohol related, you have that option too. That's kind of neat because it'll require age. It'll limit people from visiting your page if they're not over 21. Just a good security issue for you. So make sure you pay attention to that. Don't just glaze over that step. Agree to the pages and conditions. Click continue. And here we are. Congratulations on my new Google Plus page. This is pretty cool. I am poised to make a great impression across Google. Learn what to do next by clicking Get Started, or go straight to my page and see how it works. So this is really cool. Google actually walks you through everything about your Google Plus page. So we'll walk through it with them. We'll go ahead and get started. Look across Google. You can make a better impression by completing my profile, and it's going to tell me to add a profile picture, add a cover image, add contact information, and add my website. Just like that, you know all the things that you need to do. You go ahead and click over to the right. You can describe your page in 10 lines or less, introduce your page, make it easier for people to find and recommend your page, and help people get in touch with you. These are all options that you need to make sure you fill out completely, because this will help, one, people find your page, and two, will help Google index your business a little bit better so that you'll even bump up in search engine listings when people search something relevant to you. So we'll go ahead and click next now that we've explored that. People want to hear from us. Let's share what's new. Okay, so we'll click in that box where it's telling us to click, and we'll fill out a status. This is a lot of fun. Boom, just like that. And we'll click share. And I've just shared my first post on Google+. Google+ isn't like Twitter and where you have to limit your characters down to 140. Google Plus is more like Facebook. You have a lot of characters to play with. You can go out there, you can tell more of a story, you can get a little bit more involved, and a little bit wordier, and get away with it. But I recommend still staying concise and making sure you post a picture with every single one of your status updates so that you catch people's eye, just like on Facebook. If you haven't watched that show, go back and check it out. Just some little tips that carry over from Facebook to Google+. So we've done that. Let's go ahead and click Next. Make sure I get notified. Up in the top right, Google Plus gives you a little bell. That little bell is going to tell you when someone's commented on what you've done, when someone has sent you an email, when someone has liked or +1 a post that you put up. You can review your settings there. You can tell it whether you want to get notified or not, when you want to get notified, all kinds of settings. Go check that out. Don't glaze over this step. So we'll go ahead and click Next. Change your identity. So this is when you're done, you can click your profile photo to switch between your personal profile and your pages. It's just like the little gear we talked about on Facebook. If you saw that show, you can click on your little icon in the top right and change from your personal page to your business page. Don't miss that step, because you don't want to post on your personal timeline anything about your business necessarily. Now sometimes there's uses for that and there's times to do that. But in this situation, if you're going to post about your business, make sure you're logged in as your business. Right here, you can click that, add an account, all this stuff. That's the basics that Google Plus is going to walk you through. Just like that, you've got a Google Plus page. Walk through the steps at the top. Please, please don't miss that. Don't miss those steps. Make sure that you fill in your profile picture, your cover photo. All those things are very important to making sure that you get the most engagement possible. So I've navigated actually to the page now. Obviously I haven't put in a cover photo or a profile image in this situation. And I haven't filled in all the details. But if people come and view my page, this is what they're going to see. If you don't want them to see something like this, make sure that you make it personal, that you make it attractive, that you get their attention, and sell your product, because that's what you do. You're a small business owner. You know what you're doing. You've sold product for a long time, or you've gotten people into the store or into the restaurant. Take that marketing prowess and put it into your social media. Don't let it just kind of slip away because you're not confident in social media. Some of those same strategies work really well on social media. Again, tons of cool features here. One of the biggest ones that I like a lot that it's hard to do as a page necessarily is a Google Hangout. But we'll talk about that in another show. We'll get into Google Hangouts. Just tons of really cool tools here on Google. And if nothing else, create it, fill it out, and post periodically, because it's going to boost your SEO score. Google is Google, and if anybody goes to Google to search something about burgers in Louisiana and you sell burgers in Louisiana, you're going to have a higher chance of coming up in the search results if you have a Google Plus page than if you don't. And it's just that simple. So make sure you get here. It's SEO paradise, but it's also an up-and-coming, cutting-edge, leading social media platform. Make sure you don't miss it. Thanks for joining us, and as always, if you have questions, tweet me at Dustin Hickle. I'd love to help you. Find me on LinkedIn, find me on Facebook. I'm glad to help. Please let me help your small business. You guys take care.